Welcome to episode 13 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we will discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. So let's go, Fabien, if you want to start.
Yeah, thanks. Today I want to talk about this laptop that you can see here, which was announced last week. So it's claimed to be, it is actually the world first AR laptop. So what do they mean by that is that there is no screen on the laptop, and instead of the screen, they attach AR glasses. So they are using Nreal glasses. These glasses have been out for quite a while now. I think maybe 2 years or maybe a bit more. So they are using the light version of the glasses. And so the concept is instead of having a screen, you are seeing the all the windows um, of your laptop like this in front of you in AR. So this allows to have like a bigger, larger screen without the a bulky real screen in front of you. So I think it's very interesting, and with the Apple headset coming up in the next few weeks, maybe coming up in the next few weeks, um, there are some rumors that the intent of Apple is also to have this kind of experience. So using the space that is available in the physical space to have the windows laid out to have a bigger and larger working space. Um, so I think it's very interesting, and that might be a trend that will lead to like the end of screens. Uh, the thing I'm wondering, and I'm curious to know what you think, is uh, this is the beginning, and the AR glasses are maybe not yet as the performance of these AR glasses are maybe not yet as good as we expect. So staying all day long with these glasses um, on the head, I'm not sure if we are ready yet to do that. So I'm really curious. I know, Seb, that you tested the Nreal. I don't know if you did, Guillaume, but maybe we can start with you, Seb, to know if you have some ideas and feedbacks about this one.
Yeah, so I don't know if they updated the Nreal Lite device, but I tested it 3 years ago now, and the experience I had with augmented reality scene, mixed reality scene with my environment was that everything was displayed, but like in a very horizontal, small window in front of my eyes. So looking at the dinosaur, for example, in my living room was very hard because I had to really look up and down to see what was in front of me. And also the tracking was only using the AR core technology. And so it was sometimes a bit laggy and was losing the space environment with the SLAM. So it was not a great experience. Now I understand that they move back to this kind of experience where you are seated in front of your laptop, at least a keyboard, and have maybe more power than what you can have with an Android device because you are using a laptop. So that could be a good move. Now I really would like to test how big is the rendering inside the glasses to see if it's really useful. But it could be great, and I think the AR core can allow that to be able to come closer to the screen, look maybe at the text closer, be able to move and even look away and have still the screen in front of you locked down to your space. And even if it's move a bit, that's not that destroying the experience as for a 3D model in your living room. So I guess that could work, and it's a nice move from that.
Yeah. One thing that yeah, it will be very interesting to see the field of view indeed. One thing I'm wondering as well if they are thinking also of so the ad that we are currently seeing is very work focused. It's not really focused on entertainment. So like movies, games, and stuff like that. I know Nreal is very, very big on games. They are supporting a lot of gaming platforms. So like to have a very big screen, maybe to watch movies as well. I don't know if that would be a good use case. So yeah, what do you think, Guillaume?
Yeah, I'm just making some researches about the glasses specification because one of my main concern is that indeed these kind of glasses are having kind of a success right now because people are buying them to replace their TV. But about this work use case, I'm a bit concerned because of the resolution. When you're watching a movie, you don't need that much pixel, but when you're reading text and doing work, basically, you need to have more than just a basic resolution. So just for you to know, for example, the Rocket AR glasses, which are the main competitor right now to the Nreal, I guess, they have a 43 degree field of view, which is very narrow, I guess, and a 1080p resolution, so not that great. On the contrary, when you're looking at the future Xiaomi AR glasses, they seem to have a 58 ppd, which is pixels per degree. And for you to know, the human resolution of our eyes is 60 ppd. So I don't know what kind of conversion you would get in terms of resolution, because I can't seem to have the information. They are always talking about this ppd unit. So it seems to be like they kind of have the same resolution as we would have with our eyes, and they have an 96 degree field of view, which is they are doubling the field of view of the Rocket glasses. And for the Nreal Light as well, it's 1080p resolution and 52 degree field of view. So I guess the idea of this project is kind of interesting. However, they should change their partnership to the Xiaomi AR if they want to have more success, I guess. But they are not released yet, so maybe it's just temporary, and they are focusing on the AR laptops instead of the glasses, of course. So that's what I would like to say about this. Apparently, people are welcoming this kind of devices quite well. So I think that they are not that uncomfortable to wear or to use. So well, let's see. But yeah, it's a big step towards the AR adoption, I guess, and it it. It is linked to one of our first discussion with our podcast, and it was that 2020 this year would be the assisted reality breakthrough, and it seems to be heading that way indeed.
One thing worth mentioning also, it's the Nreal Light. If you have glasses, you need a specific. You need to buy how do you call this?
Lens?
Lenses, yeah, specific to your your eyes issue.
Oh, okay. You can't you can't wear your prescription glasses.
No.
Okay.
You need to buy some. Yeah.
Well, it's a new business.
I guess.
And it should be the same with the Apple AR headset that they announced that you can't wear your medical glasses, prescription glasses as well.
Oh. Okay.
So maybe they'll be selling your prescription lenses for a fair price.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting to see if they, I mean, Apple moves this way as well, because for this concept of space top, they have to sell the laptop and the glasses, but with Apple, a lot of people already have iPhone or iPad. So if they find a way to connect the two and to have, I don't know, you can connect your iPad and work like this in the same concept, maybe kind of a success. We'll see with the price as well, which seems to be quite high. Yeah.
Yeah, but about the price, did you see that the very light small version of VR headsets? It's I can't remember the name of the company, but they are now proposing kind of a leasing solution when you can get the VR headsets for $32 per month. So it would be a financial solution for you to get the headset because it's around $1,500 to get, so half the price of the AR Apple headsets. But you would get you could think of financial solution like when you are buying your iPhone, which is the same price. So it could be a solution for people to get these devices without spending those $3,000 cash upfront.
Yeah.
Okay, so next topic, or do you have anything more to add?
Yeah, I think we would.
Okay. So Seb, it's your turn.
Yes. So on my side, I wanted to talk about what we already talked about in previous podcast is about having more tools to create a VR environment. So this one is about that. It's Blockade Labs that released the video showing that they released the tool to allow you to generate VR 360 pictures with some control, so you can draw quickly where you want things to be displayed, and then add some text to describe what you want. And then you can see that it's using your shape to generate a 360 environment that use your guide that you sent to the tool. So quite a nice improvement on what was already available. There was already tools to generate 360 environment, but without any control except text. But now with that tool that allows really to control what you want in the design of your 360 picture. So I don't know if you want to comment on that. There is maybe not a lot to comment.
Yeah, maybe I heard that this solution is still free to test. Did you try it or?
Not yet, no, but I saw a lot of person using it for different use case, and it seems to work very well. So it's encouraging to look at. Because I will definitely have a look when I have time.
Right. Because you should hurry because there are some rumors that it would be paying services in a few days or weeks. So just just for you to know. But yeah, I didn't try this either. So I was, yeah, as always, I was concerned about the reality of this kind of video because as it seems to be
Too good to be true.
yeah, too good to be true and too fast to be true as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, all the everybody is witnessing that it's a real technology, and I guess this company will get more and more attention. It's been a few weeks already that they are showcasing their solution on LinkedIn especially, and yeah, I guess I'll try to test that as well.
Okay.
Very interesting.
One thing I'm wondering is the use case, because so this is a 360 picture, right?
Yes.
So it's not really usable for VR. I mean, it's usable for like a static point of view VR, but not really for something you can move in. So it's super nice for concept generation and ideation, for building an environment for the creatives. But I wonder if there is real applications, like direct applications for the VR games for that. Yeah.
Not yet. No, I think that's missing. That's still missing. That the steps that needs to be done after that. Maybe ideate a VR environment like that, and then have a generation of 3D model after that. That would be the goal.
I guess this is what we are thinking about when you are seeing when we are seeing the video. We are thinking 3D generative AI, and it's not. It's 2D. So yeah, it's impressive as you said for showcasing, or maybe for some light rendering if you want to create special reflections and so on. But yeah, when we get to the point that this kind of results will be in 3D, I guess this would be a game changer for
a game
it.
changer.
Yeah.
Definitely. But and I had the same kind of what are they doing, and I looked twice at the video to see that it was only 360. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still impressive the results that they get, and adding some control is very nice, because before you were not able to really control anything. You were randomly getting something good, nice, but most of the time you had to tweak only the text to get something nice.
Do you know if they are using OpenAI or is their own AI?
I'm not sure. I can look at it and let you know. We can add that to the YouTube video afterward. That's a good question.
Okay.
The second subject is about NERF. We talked about that, I think, also when we talk about NERF, we were talking about how to look at it, and we were thinking about using AR to augmented reality to be able to look at the NERF you have created, and that's now done. That's available. So that's a sample. And the first example here, they are showing that you can control the camera position inside your shot to be able to, instead of having to control each point and the camera pass on a UI, now you can use augmented reality to be able to directly control the pass you want to have in your final video. So it's something more smooth, more natural, but something that is generated with only points on screen. So that's the first example. And here, another example where they show that they scan in a museum a dinosaur, and they are able to move inside this NERF, and yeah, they are not in location, but it's still impressive to be able to explore the environment this way. So I don't know what is your thought on that, but I think that's really interesting the way you can generate a 3D model this way and be able to explore it from another place.
You can go, Fabien, if you want.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I really think it's super interesting. Like the applications for I mean so many things actually. Industry, you know, we can imagine like recording a video and having someone else take the time to look into it like remotely. For museum, as you said, even for personal use, like you can look at your holiday pictures and using this kind of technology. So yeah, it's a really nice innovation. I think I really like it.
What about
Well,
you, Guillaume?
yeah, I'm really questioning myself about the rendering because when I tried like the latest 3D scan application with the iPhone LiDAR technology, and the point cloud itself is very good. And of course, with the NERF technology, it's a very good result as well. But on the rendering part, I'm not sure if they are using a classical triangulate mesh, well, with the polygons as.
I don't think so. No, from what I
Because
see,
this is
there's reflection.
the tilt rendering. I don't know what kind of rendering they are using because it seems too good to be true at the meshing part. Even for the NERF generation is not that good, and I guess this is the intermediate kind of rendering, which is called the tile rendering, and they are just creating a lot of small planes, and they are moving in the space for us to have this perspective view, and this look like this, and the issue with that is that you can't interact with this kind of rendering as you would like. So it's just for you to visualize if you want to create some collision or interaction with a 3D scan, you can't do this. So, or unless you are doing some rough boxes around your 3D elements. So, despite that, I think this is very nice. Do you know? So they have an online app for that. As I saw, it's called AI.
Luma Labs
Yeah.
allow that now, and from what I understand, they really to take the camera position from the SLAM, and they display the NERF directly. So they are,
Okay.
so that's why the table looks like this and very natural, very.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is no 3D meshing right now. So like you said, there is no interaction. I guess that's feasible to merge the two. I like the mesh only for the collision and display the NERF this way, really the NERF rendering.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see the kind of exports they are proposing, because if you can't do anything from expect using the app itself, it's quite limiting, because you can see your scan AR is cool, but usually you want to bring it in another application or another use case. So let's see what they are doing. But do you know if it's a free app or do you have a subscription?
There is a GitHub available to
Okay,
look at it. So
interesting.
we can share the link in the comments of the video.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So just a very quick thing, it's very funny how the NERF interpreted the content of the TV as a negative
Mm.
space.
Mhm.
It's a funny mistake of the AI.
It's a tough one to resolve, I guess. It's computer vision. Mm. And the last one is already a tool using the Photoshop AI technology to be able to directly. So it's an Instagram filter that has been developed that allows to use different picture that has been generated with Photoshop and AI and be able to look at a painting on your wall, and by placing your hand in front of some area, you can directly randomly see different animals and change the scene and the environment. So I think that's a great use of AI and augmented reality here. So I just wanted to share the idea.
Okay, that's great, but once again, we don't have the device for that. Because it would be great if you have your AR glasses in your house and you have your whole painting on the wall that are augmented ones. But I can't see how you can move around your house with your smartphone or tablets and just looking around your white walls. Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah, the idea is interesting, but
Yeah,
I guess with a headset that does correctly mixed reality, that would be much more impressive. But still, I like it.
Yeah. The news with that as well is I think we mentioned that many times already. Is a lot of AI services are now behind paywalls. So Firefly, the name of the AI at Adobe, is now available for Creative Cloud subscriber as a beta version in Photoshop. So that's a very huge news for designers who are using Photoshop every day. I'm very curious about the regulation and copyrights behind it. I don't know what images they trained on. Maybe they have been secretly collecting all the Photoshop images since the. No, it's a joke, but yeah, it's interesting to see that AI is now available in the most popular graphic software ever. So very curious to see what's coming up.
Right. So that's it for me.
Okay. I don't have anything visual to share. It's more about the what's in the air right now. I don't know if you are seeing this but the latest news is that Meta is getting closer and closer to the Magic Leap company because they would like to have some licensing partnership with them. And I think there are too many news related to AR to be completely innocent. As we talked about Snapchat opening the AR engine for retail, Meta did the same. We can see that AR and AI are merging together to provide more and more experiences. And now this with big player being interested in maybe buying AR companies. I get that we don't have all the information in hand to be really aware of is going on with the Apple headsets, for example. we saw that Palmer Luckey tried it, some experts tried it as well, and it seems to be like this last iteration of the device is really proposing something interesting, I would say. So maybe they have. I can't imagine that people at Meta don't have any information about the Apple headsets. They would be the first one to get the leaks and have some kind of industrial spies, quote unquote. But yeah, so maybe they are smelling that this device will get some attention, and they are preparing for a new emotional wave, as we had with the AI and ChatGPT. Maybe we'll have a AR wave this summer or in September when people get back from their holidays. But yeah, I guess there's something in the air. There's so many hints right now, and we'd like to have your views on this topic as well as AR experts.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So what I've read is so it's like a kind of IP discussion that they are working on, and manufacturing discussion. So Magic Leap will provide some lens IP to Meta, and Meta will use Magic Leap to produce the headsets. So I don't think this partnership will produce like a new headset combined like a Meta Magic Leap. But I totally agree with you that the water is starting to boil, and well, it seems obvious, but the secrecy around the Apple headset is really heating up everybody. Even us, we are like every week almost talking about what could it be. So I hope that it's actually something and that it will be good, and to the level of what we expect from Apple. And there is also one thing about Meta is it seems like their financial situation is maybe not very good, and doing partnership is one way of getting back on track. So maybe this is what they are looking for.
Yeah, it could only be some technical partnership for them to improve their next iteration of the Quest, because we saw that the Quest 3 is officially available in their market or marketplace. You can see that it's compatible or not with the Quest 3. But yeah, just for a quick rebound on what you said is that what am I afraid of is the Magic Leap effect we had. Magic Leap, sorry. When they had all this mystery around their AR headsets and bringing the same kind of secrecy and stuff like that. And but yeah, one of the mistakes is that they presented the whale, and it put the expectations to the top. And when they released their headsets, there was a complete disillusion of what he was doing. Apple didn't do that. I guess they are smart about this because, well, it's our fault is if our expectations are so high, and they can just say, well, we didn't show anything. So if you are not that happy, it's your fault. Yeah, okay, it's a good strategy. But yeah, when we saw all the buzz around the Magic Leap back in the day, when people from Google were putting some billions in investments in this, and everyone thought that they finally had the solution to the AR headsets, and I hope it's not that. It won't be that a disillusion or as it was with the Magic Leap. Seb.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, I think Apple didn't went to Weta to create fake videos, so that's a better way to go. And I saw also this week that Samsung bought Immersion, a company that does micro OLED display, and I know that they are close to Microsoft to create their next iteration of HoloLens. So at least it's rumors, but it seems to be close in that and going into that direction. So yeah, like you said, a lot of companies are moving forward and buying some other company to catch up and get new technology sooner than the other. So yeah, it's interesting to see that everyone is maybe fearing the competition with Apple and trying to catch up.
And yeah, we can see the difficulty of being a tech company right now because they have to play on different fields at the same time. We can see that the big player of the GAFA, like Meta or Google, they seem to have lost some tracks on some technologies because, as you said, they are buying or trying to get the technology they didn't invest on that much, and they are not. Yeah, I guess this is so difficult to play hard on the AI, on the AR, on the VR, and the metaverses, especially when you had these big layoff lately, and they just like they don't have any innovation teams anymore as they used to have. Microsoft as well, because if you're saying that they are getting closer to Samsung, I guess they are maybe doing what they did with the mixed reality headsets back in the days when they were kind of licensing these mixed reality headsets, and Samsung, Asus, Acer was usual. They were just picking up the blueprints and doing their own headsets for Microsoft. And I guess this is not that bad idea, especially for AR, because the HoloLens, as we saw when it was made only by Microsoft, was just for professionals, and maybe getting this kind of help from other big manufacturers will get us to new AR uses.
Yeah,
but yeah,
the HoloLens remains the best at tracking its location in a space. So yeah, if they can provide all the specification for their 3D tracking, how to lay out the laser and the infrared camera on the device to have a good tracking, that could be great.
Yeah, so a lot to say. I guess it's just 2 or 3 weeks until they announce that the Apple conferences will start on June the 5th. So we'll see if one, they are presenting the AR headsets, and two, what if we have these iPhone effects that we are talking about, and how we could buy this because it's super expensive. I just make the calculation yesterday, and for me it would be more than 4,000 Canadian dollars, and it's the price of a small car. So I don't know. It's yeah. So we'll see. I guess we'll talk about it again in the next 2 podcasts. So anything more to have for today? No. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's a wrap up, and so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Lost in Immersion. See you.
Thanks.
Bye.